My son said he was busy, so I ate dinner alone again tonight. I did not argue, I did not ask questions. I just said, "That's okay, maybe another time." I set the phone down gently, like it might break if I was not careful. The screen went dark, and the room felt quiet again. The soup was still warm on the stove. I had made enough for 3 people, like I always do without thinking. Old habits are hard to stop, especially the ones built from love. I sat at the table and looked at the empty chairs. One chair where my husband used to sit, one chair where my son used to laugh and talk about his day. I told myself it was just one night, that he really was busy, that grown children have their own lives. But somewhere deep inside, a small voice whispered something else. It said, "This is not new. This has been happening for a long time." I picked up my spoon and ate slowly, not because I was hungry, but because I did not want to feel how quiet the house had become. That night, as I washed the dishes alone, I realized this was not just about one dinner. It was about growing old. It was about being needed once and then quietly forgotten. I used to believe family meant noise, loud mornings, busy kitchens, people calling my name from different rooms. For most of my life, that was true. I married young. My husband was a quiet man, but kind. We built our life slowly, paycheck by paycheck, dream by dream. Our son was born on a rainy afternoon. I remember holding him and thinking, I will never be alone again. And for many years, I wasn't. Our house was not big, but it was full. School bags by the door, shoes everywhere, music playing too loud sometimes. I cooked every day. Nothing fancy. Rice, soup, warm bread. Meals that filled the stomach and the heart. My son would sit at the table and tell me stories about school, about friends, about dreams that felt bigger than our small house. I listened to everything. Every word felt important. When he grew older, life changed, but love stayed. He got married, moved out, started his own family. I told myself this was how it was supposed to be. Parents raise children, children build their own lives. Still, I kept his room the same. Same bed, same old posters, same feeling that he might come home any day. The changes did not happen all at once. They never do. At first, he visited every weekend, then every other weekend, then only on special days. Phone calls became shorter. "I'm busy, Mom. I'll call you back." Sometimes he did, sometimes he didn't. I told myself not to be needy. I told myself to be understanding. I watched other parents my age. Some lived with their children, some had grandchildren running around. I smiled for them, but inside I felt something heavy. After my husband passed away, the house became very quiet. Too quiet. I thought my son would come more often then. I didn't ask him to, I just hoped. But life pulled him further away. Work, bills, responsibilities. I started eating alone more often. At first, I didn't mind. I would set one plate instead of two, then later just one instead of three. Still, I cooked the same amount. Old habits again. Sometimes I sat at the table and talked out loud, just small things, like my husband was still there, like my son might walk in. I never told anyone this. Some things feel too lonely to share. One evening, I invited my son for dinner. Nothing special, just soup and rice. He paused on the phone, then said, "I'm busy, Mom, maybe next week." His voice was not unkind, just distant. That night, as I ate alone again, something inside me shifted. I realized I was always waiting, waiting for calls, waiting for visits, waiting for a life that had moved on without me. I asked myself a hard question. When did I become an option instead of a priority? The house did not answer. I cried quietly that night. not because he was busy, but because I finally understood something painful. My son was not leaving me on purpose, he was just living his life, and I was standing still. The next morning, I did something different. I made breakfast just for myself. One plate, one cup. I opened the windows and let light in. I sat in silence and did not fight it. That day, I went for a walk. Slowly, carefully. I noticed things I had ignored before. Birds, neighbors, the sound of life continuing. I started calling old friends, joining small community events, filling my days gently. I still missed my son. That feeling never fully leaves, but I stopped waiting by the phone. When he called, I answered with love, not sadness. When he visited, I enjoyed the moment, not the gap before it. I learned that love does not disappear, it just changes shape.